Hey guys, welcome to my Final Fantasy Tactics Sprite switching tutorial. Before we do anything, you're going to need a program that can extract and inject files to and from an ISO. I use Power ISO to extract it, CD Mage to inject it back in. CD Mage will work for both of these tasks very well. You're going to need Shishi Sprite Editor to edit the battle sprites, Graphic Scale, and FFT EV Group for the formation sprites and the portraits. I'll give you guys a second to go download those. I will put the links in the description. Now that you've got all that downloaded, we're going to be replacing the male summoner sprite with the Lizard Voleth sprite off of Final Fantasy Tactics. As you can see, Lizard's sprite is a type 1, where if you look at the male summoners, it's a type 2. You have to be sure to change the SHP and SEQ types to whatever you're changing it to. In this case, you're changing it from type 2 to type 1. If you do not do this, the sprite will not animate correctly. You're going to get all kinds of graphic glitches. It sucks. Alright, now that we've got that out of the way, you're going to go to File, Open ISO to obviously load your disk image into the editor. Then you're going to go to Sprite, Import SPR, and then find wherever you downloaded the sprite sheet to, and open it in the editor, and it'll replace the existing sprite sheet. You've just changed the in-battle sprite for the male summoner. Now let's move on to the formation sprite and the portrait, which is a little bit more involved. Oh, there's something I forgot to mention. Before you close out of Shishi Sprite Editor, go to Sprite, Export as BMP, and just save it wherever. You will need that in a little bit. Also, another thing I forgot to mention, take a screenshot as well. You will thank me later. Now you're going to open up CD Mage, go to File, Open, and go to wherever your Final Fantasy Tactics ISO is at. You're going to open it, and you're going to go down to M2/2352 track. When it asks you what the image type is, it's the third one down. And when you click open, it's going to give you an error talking about the data track has errors in the file system. Just go ahead and click yes. It's not going to affect anything you're doing. Since we're in CD Mage right now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to rip sprite sheets from other mods that may not be able to be opened in Shishi Sprite Editor. First, you're going to open the ISO. Then you're going to go to Battle as soon as it loads up. Okay, you're going to see a bunch of sprite sheet files. The thing is, the hexadecimal value that you know is labeled for corresponds to its job ID in Shishi Sprite Editor, and I believe in FFT Patcher as well. So if you wanted, say, a certain sprite, you'd find it in Shishi Sprite Editor. You'd find out which ID it is, and then you'd find it here, and you'd right click and you go to extract file. That's actually how I got my Agrius sprite, if you've seen my custom sprites video. Okay, now we're going to need to extract two files, so we're going to go to Event, and where are you? You're going to extract wildface.bin and unit. Alright, now you're going to open up FFT EV Group. Then you're going to go to File, Open, unit.bin, and then load your unit.bin file that you extracted a minute ago, and do the same thing for your wildface.bin. Next, you're going to go to unit.bin and scroll down to, in this example, it would be the male summoner. Go to Save BMP and save the BMP file. Now do the same thing for the wildface.bin. This is where most people will fuck up at, so please pay attention and follow the directions exactly. You're going to open up Graphic Scale, then from there you're going to open up the screenshot that I told you to take earlier. You're going to open up both the unit and the wildface bitmap files. There you are. Okay. Now, I can't stand working with them so small, so I, blow them up a little bit. If you do not have a palette window somewhere, you're going to want to go to View and then click Palette so it'll show up. Once you've done that, whichever one you want to edit first, it really doesn't matter, unit or wild face. But select it, then go to Palette, click the arrow, go to Load Palette, File, Import from File. And this is why I had you export the bitmap earlier. The palettes on the left are from the bitmap you just loaded. The palettes on the right are from the image you're editing. The top section of them are unit palettes. The bottom section are portrait palettes. So what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag all the way across the top row of whichever one you're editing, and then click here to paste. Now before you do that, you have to make sure that match pixels with colors is checked. You have to, because if you don't, you're going to get some really fucked up colors. Now before you click OK, you should what I do is I'll move the window so that I can see whichever image I'm editing. And you can see it changed colors. That is a good thing. That's what we want. Now you're going to go to the screenshot. You're going to select the rectangular, you're going to use the rectangular selection tool, and pay attention to the little zoomed in picture on the right where it shows every single little pixel. That is really, really useful when doing something like this. You're going to click and drag to select all of the pixels, and then you're going to click this thing right here and just drag it upright. If I can do it, there we go. You're going to right click to get rid of that, and you're going to select it all again, and you're going to click copy. Do not right click and try to copy. Do not do it because it'll just erase what you just did. It'll erase your selection. I've done that so many times. It's infuriating. And you're going to go to the whichever thing you're editing. You're going to paste it right over it. Whoops. You're going to paste it right over it, and it should fit perfectly. Now you're going to do the exact same thing pretty much for the unit. Now the thing about the unit is you can honestly pick any one of these, any one of these little sprites up here, and replace it with that. It does not matter. The unit is what is going to be how the job looks in the formation screen. That's why in Journey of the Five you've got different members, different people doing different things in the formation screen. Now we're going to do just the default one, which it's this one. Okay, what the hell? It is not letting me do something here. What is this? Oh, that's why. I still had it selected. My mistake. Actually, no. We have to load the palettes first. My mistake. Okay, File, Import from File. Go to the bitmap. Do the top row. Click. Okay. Now we come back here to select it. Now this is a 24 by 40. You can see it right here in the title. So you're going to want to drag a 24 by 40 range of pixels here, and you can see it on the bottom. I'll highlight it in the video so you can see it better. Let's see, 24. Okay, that's a little bit too high. Okay. There we go. Copy. Paste. And now you're going to save these two. Just click on them and click, save. Now we're going to go back to, excuse me, dang. You're going to go back to FFT EV Group, go to Import BMP. And this one is, this is unit. So we import that, fits right there. Import BMP in the face. Now we're going to save both files. And then we're going to open up CD Mage. I apologize, there's one more step that I completely forgot about. When you're saving over the unit in Wild Face Bin before you inject it back into the ISO, you have to click Save WildFace4.bin at the bottom right hand corner of the WildFace.bin tab. I'm not quite sure why. I guess it's something that the ISO checks, but yeah, you got to do it. Now you're going to open up your ISO in CD Mage. Self-explanatory at this point. You know how it works. Go down to the event folder where you first extracted the files from. Go to unit.bin, import file, double click, import successfully. Now do the same thing for wildface.bin. And I know I'm going to get questions about this. Just so you guys know, the reason you cannot import it in Power ISO is because I'm about 95% sure that Power ISO restructures the disk image itself, which in turn causes the emulators and the console, for that matter, to not read it at all. They don't even recognize it. So that's why. That's why you have to use. You probably don't have to use CDMage, but it's the only one that I know of that does not restructure, at least. And now we're going to see the fruits of our labors. Run the ISO. This is the quickest save I can get to that I can see both in battle and out. Damn. Okay, formation. Change job. There he is. Our new sprite. Now, let's check it in battle. I was not expecting to get that on the first try, but I'll take what I can get. I don't plan on doing like the actual fight. I don't even know why I'm really picking and choosing who I take in there. Terminus Peak. And there he is. Yes, I use the no music ASM hack. Bite me. A lot of people give me shit for that. Alright, there you go. He is clearly working without his sprite glitching. So, yeah, that is how you switch sprites in Final Fantasy Tactics, both formation and battle sprites. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. See you next time, and thanks for watching, guys.